Yeah.
It's spearmint.
Oh, okay. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum.
Oh my God, we are officially back. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I'll have you know that I'm wearing a pocketed shirt for the first time in a long time.
Oh my gosh,
Look
yes.
at that. I can put my dip in there. How about that?
So you've got the good guy look, and I've got the bad guy look.
Yeah, it's good guy, bad guy. I like that. So we're back in studio for the first time in what seems like a long time. I want to note that Tony Gump has literally just gotten home from being in Tampa, Florida, and so he's not going to be on camera.
I'm hideous.
He looks disheveled. He is in rough shape. So every time Tony talks, if he talks, you're going to see this right here. It's going to be Donald Trump. Remember when we used to do that?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
There we go.
That's if I have something serious to say, I'll pan.
I want to keep up with this. So I'm giving John Bird a TV, okay? And something happened and yours broke. I don't remember what you told me, but I want to keep up with this saga just because. Not because there's going to be something with it, but just in case something happens. Like you drop the TV on the way to put it up and break that one. We've got a second one back up. So if you do break this TV, there is a second one.
Right.
But just in case, just to document a little bit.
Well, the good thing is I've got a very strong feeling that after 7 months of misery, well, probably closer to a year of misery, that I am going to be the best version of myself.
Really?
Yes, I am starting Mandu next week.
Nice.
I've been hitting the gym,
Man.
doing my my cardio. I'm going to be getting my my hair fixed, and I'm going to be a badass. And I'm out looking for some tail.
You're going to be looking for some tail.
Yeah.
Do you know that I've actually got a video of me and you after one of our very first Mandu sessions? It may have been like the second or the third one. And I think what I was going to do is I was going to make a video of it, and I ended up not making a video of it, but I had like a little short clip, and we were just kind of walking to the locker room after one of the sessions.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Let me see.
And I
if I've
remember
got
the video that we produced. That was so cool.
it. Yeah. There is a tremendous amount of pictures of you that I have never downloaded. I've never put on my phone, but they are in my photo album, and I don't understand why. There's pictures of you such as this, like. How did that get on my phone?
Dude, that
What
was
is
like
that?
before you, I think.
There's this picture right here. Like what is
What in the hell? That's from Mason's first birthday.
there's a picture of your mom on my phone. Why is there a picture of your mother on my phone?
Everybody has a picture of Bert's mother on his phone.
So, with somebody, I mean, something had to happen.
Something happened.
Where it got transferred over to my. I mean, look at this. What is this?
What? That's something I actually did and posted a couple of years ago. Okay, dude, something is going on because these are like deep cuts that you've got.
I don't know. There's like something weird
I've got like
going on in my
over
photo
3,000 pictures, and surely you didn't get them all.
I don't know. I don't know how they would have transferred.
Did you guys touch phones or something?
Did we touch swords? End up transfer.
Tap.
God, that's weird.
Okay, I'm sending you, Tony Gump, this is just like 15 seconds long, so hopefully it'll do an email. And this is from, it had to have been like our second or third Mandu session.
Wow.
I mean, this would have been November of 22 is when this happened. And maybe this will help you get motivated as you go back to Mandu and get back in the fold. Now, for our Bubba Army audience, Mandu is a workout thing that we do. They're an advertiser on the show.
And they're national.
And they are national. Right? I don't know if they got any in Florida, but they've got them all over the country. And you basically you wear a suit, and it's like a big TENS unit, and it impulses your muscles while you do a 15-minute workout, and it's just...
And it's the equivalent of what in the gym?
6 hours, 4 to 6 hours in the gym, 15 minutes, 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so this is right here, the video that I speak of.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look first.
All right, so
looks like after a wrestling match or something.
And look, if anybody should be ashamed of this video, it's me. Look at me.
Well, I always look stupid, so I'm used to it.
Look how you're like ready to go. All right, so this is after our workout. Watch this. All right, Bird, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Looking like a bird.
Yo, that one almost got me. That was intense. That was more intense than I think I've ever had at Mandu.
I love it, man. Nothing better.
Nothing better. I was a big one, man. I was an absolute. Let me send you one more, Tony. Right. This is it's a little short video. I'm just going down memory lane at this point. This actually is from October of 2022.
Wow.
And I'm sending this just so y'all can see me. There's nothing really to the video, but this is after Tennessee beat Alabama for the first time in whatever it was, 16 years.
Yeah.
This is what I looked like before I started Mandu.
Oh man! Holy moly!
Check me out.
That's like
ignore the tobacco, Tony. Sorry.
It's like
be.
It's like your brother.
Yeah.
It looks nothing.
Just click play.
All right.
Let's see.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Lit up.
It's like that meme with the dude. What's the actor's name? And he's like leaning up, blowing smoke out. Yeah, so that was all pre-Mandu. But you know, we're in the business of changing our lives.
Yes.
So
I'm back on the protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
in
good.
anticipation, because I know I'm going to have to. I'm back to drinking 1.5 gallons water a day.
I have actually implemented these in my life.
Yeah. What is that?
So these are nicotine pouches.
I know what those are.
He knows what they are. Tobacco-less nicotine pouches. So the new leaf I wanted to turn over is when we do our show, I'm always wanting nicotine. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, if I pop one of these in my mouth while we do the show, then I don't have to vape on the microphone. And like for the members only, I'll vape on the microphone. But for this show, since we're so professional and, high-end podcast.
You know, that looks like a mint box.
Looks like a hard
like the
thing to
breath
get
mints.
into. You want to try one?
Oh, hell no.
It's a very low dose of nicotine. Just stick
What's
one
the
in your lip.
dose?
And you don't 3.
3? Okay, that's not bad.
And
The
you don't-
5s are harsh.
What will I do?
You don't do
What will
anything.
happen?
You actually swallow. You don't spit like you
You
would normally.
swallow it.
No,
Yes, you don't have to. You don't have to spit
you
it
put
out.
it like almost like chewing tobacco. It's just a little pouch. You put it in the
just stick
corner of your
stick it in
mouth.
your lip. Here.
Chicken go.
Watch. There's right. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm going to do the left side if that's all right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's spearmint.
Oh, okay. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum.
Wait, have you got your tongue down in your lip? Like it's not that big. Wow. You must not have a lot of room between your lip and your teeth for it to make that big of a bulge.
I get, is it?
Yeah, the bulge.
You got a big bulge on your face.
Oh, God. Look at me.
Now, try to talk normal with it in your mouth.
Okay. Test. I might have to move. Let me try on the other side. 1, 2, 3. That's weird, man. We're trying in the middle. Is it going to bust open?
No,
and then
it's
tobacco stuff's going to get.
There's no tobacco.
Oh, that's right. All right. Hey, now that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's zen it up for the rest of this podcast.
All right.
And just see how we feel at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
And see if
Tony,
John
you're
gets on.
smiling. Something's going on. What am I going to do? Am I going to
I've
go
done
crazy?
those. I've done those before. I've tried different brands, all kinds of different places.
What did they make you do, Tony?
Oh, they just give you nicotine. It's just through your mouth instead
Oh, great.
of,
And I've got an addictive personality.
Now you're addicted to nicotine,
So I'm going to
just like
stop
that.
and get some Chesterfields or Pall Malls on the way home.
You'll probably get a little mind clarity and focus from the nicotine.
And a testosterone boost.
Oh, that's bad. All that stuff that is good is bad.
It'll help the Dr. Dingaling.
Yeah. It'll actually grow your penis.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think I saw that on an Instagram ad that popped up. Okay, you guys know there's something.
Tony Gump, did you see? And by the way, Tony Gump, thanks for $70 worth of super chats Friday night.
No, man.
Yeah, welcome.
So, did you see the very beginning of the podcast where I brought John Bird in and it wasn't him, it was Dr. Dingaling?
Yes, I did catch that part.
Okay. I was just making sure you saw that.
Oh yeah, it was. I couldn't really listen too loud, but I was watching for sure.
I was not prepared for that. I didn't know what to say. So I just let it go. What else is new? Oh, we got to mail this thing out. Slide that over to me. So
Yeah, I promised.
I'm going to try to mail this out tomorrow. This is Bird's. What was this from, your chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from Bird's chest.
Well,
That is so fucking
I made a
gross.
mistake a few days ago. I was going to try and even it up.
Uh-huh.
Because, your hair, like it's, and what I do is I go close to my chest and I just go
Yeah.
like that. And there was one hair that wouldn't cut.
Oh, no.
And I said, so now I've got, and I'm not going to show it.
What does that mean?
It went on my skin, so it.
Oh,
I've
it
got
cut
another-
you?
No, it took all the hair off.
Oh, okay. So you just got a patch here?
Yeah, so now I've got like right along here.
Do you think about maybe doing a design, like make a triangle right there in the middle pointing down?
I could probably do that.
Maybe an arrow pointing down.
Yeah, haters right down here.
Well, let me make sure when this starts growing back that it's not too itchy. And if it's not too itchy, then I'll do that.
Boy,
That's actually a pretty good idea.
our Friday night shows, they would love for you to come with a new design each week on your chest.
Well, I've only got so much hair. I'm not like, bare or anything.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Go with the arrow down.
And then we'll start doing like
Okay, something's going on. Something's going
What?
on in my mouth. I don't know what's going on. Tony, what's going on?
That's usually what people say to Dr. Dingaling.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me what's going on in your mouth?
You know about this stuff.
I'm
Are
the
you,
pro.
are you feeling like lightheaded?
Yeah.
Well, you can go spit it out. My guy got on 3 milligrams of nicotine and he's already getting dizzy.
Now, if you don't do nicotine and you go with 3, really, he should be like doing 0.5 or 1, to be honest.
I thought, is 3 not the lowest?
It's the lowest that brand offers, but it's not the lowest you can get. Zen's kind of a higher nicotine concentrated brand.
But did it taste good?
Yeah, it did. It tasted good, but it started drying out my right here, right in here, and then I'm a little woozy.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I thought maybe I could really alleviate some vaping. And then when I tried it, it became clear that I'm not going to be able to do that. So I just, in the event that I can't vape,
That's a smart
I'm
move.
going to use these.
Smart move.
So I just have them on standby. But
Tucker approved.
I was just about to say Tucker Carlson's, he ends it up.
Where has he been? Is he still doing his X show?
Yeah, he still does interviews and stuff. It's just not as, I don't think it's as popular as it was when it first came out. Like I don't see it. I'm not saying its numbers are low, but I don't see it as much as I did when it first started.
Yeah, me too.
And he has a lot of, it's easy, like when you go online and you look, it's easy to see somebody like Tucker Carlson interviewing somebody you've never heard of and not have a whole lot of interest in going and watching it. Even though it may be good and full of like good information, you still just kind of scroll on past it because there's a million things to watch. Obviously, LA riots and everything else going on right now, but I wanted to bring this up first. Kamala Harris is eyeballing a run for President of the United States in 2028.
Yes.
And they just dropped her new campaign logo. I want to
Really?
show everybody. Wait, back out of that. Wait.
Sorry.
Go to the very top. There we go. That one right there.
Oh boy.
This is the new
Oh my God.
This is the new Kamala Harris for the
No
People
way.
logo. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamala Harris 2028 circle jerk.
That's what that.
That's the first thing I thought, too. I said,
No,
that
come
looks
on.
like
You're serious?
Yeah. Kamala Harris
They're.
wants America
They're-
to circle jerk, I guess.
That has to be a joke. Is this for
It's got
real?
to be.
That's real.
What are they holding on to?
It's supposed to be everybody coming together,
Yeah.
literally.
Come on, you're bullshit.
Oh.
Everybody comes together.
Oh my God.
Right now.
But now the first one Tony was showing was actually a Photoshop version that somebody posted in the comments, and I think it probably is a little more appropriate than the first one. It's got Tim Walz and Michelle and everybody else. There's Harry Sisson. I don't know who that guy is on the right side. But
Probably Dean.
Dean?
Dean, what's his name? Yeah.
Oh, is he,
they did that tour, and he tries to follow Charlie Kirk around.
What if he's the guy that got caught in the Senate hearing room or
Well,
whatever
no,
it
that
was?
could-
Probably is him, actually.
Might
But
be.
he looks, the way they're making him looks younger.
Yeah. Okay, I'm lying. It's
I
not
knew
real.
it. I knew
It's
it.
not
I
real.
knew it. I knew it.
I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it was real because the person that posted it said it was real. But then it was, then they're like, okay, it's not real.
Oh boy.
But it would be good, And plus, Kamala Harris is out here campaigning for protesters out in L.A. We're in this battle right now where, like, my kid reached out to me, and obviously he's like every other kid who's watching TikTok and stuff like that. He's starting to get to a point where he thinks that these protests are not bad, and we're hearing a lot of that rhetoric from the left and everything, and you're going to get a lot of that on TikTok, and especially with TikTok, your algorithm, if you spend any time on one particular TikTok, it's going to start feeding you
Right.
similar stuff. And so I feel like maybe he's getting misled a little bit, but I tried to tell him, I'm like, protesting's perfectly fine. The problem we have is the people that are looting and rioting
Fires
and burning cars and,
just
everything else.
attacking the United States. I mean, the American people voted and said we want to get all these illegal immigrants out, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's all we're doing. There's a video of iPhones that were looted from the Apple store, and I don't know if police confiscated them or the looters just left them where they were.
I bet there are no 16Es in there.
There's probably these
Piece of crap.
These are top of the line, but apparently all the alarms are going off because I guess Apple technology, if you steal them from the store, they won't work. They just have alarms
It's
going
like
off.
trying to
Watch.
steal a Tesla.
Yeah. Says, please return to the Apple Tower Theater.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Imagine how pissed those looters are.
Oh, that's outside. Oh, there's the phones.
So, yeah, that's my thought. With the way phones and stuff work, like, do you really think you're going to be able to steal a bunch of phones from the Apple store and they're going to work?
That lets you know how smart they are.
I mean, I guess you could sell them, but you're ripping those people off because you're not going to be able to activate it or anything. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
And knowing the way Apple is, they probably could track location.
right.
The location.
Yeah, they probably got every security measure set up, especially if you're in California. If you're in Los Angeles, of course you've got every security measure.
I mean, people are getting so desperate. Maybe there's just like a tad bit of copper or silver in these phones, and they're just like,
Yeah. There's like
breaking it down.
0.2 ounces of copper in there.
Yeah.
I'm getting worked up. I need to dust off my riot gear
Well, I
and take
think
the Mustang across country.
Obviously we're in the middle of this podcast, but I want to reach out to my kid and just be like, listen, let's talk about it, because he's just it's just stuff he's seeing. I'm not mad at him, but I just
Well, the
I wanna
good
be able
thing is he is doing his research. It may be in the wrong place,
Right.
But at least he's not blindly
He's
following
looking into it.
But he's getting leaned.
Yeah, because the first question he asked me today was, why did Donald Trump call Elon a drug addict and then says that he wishes him well, which is what he said yesterday. I was like, well, the thing is Donald Trump never called Elon a drug addict. A fake news outlet said that somebody told them that Donald Trump said it. These people are constantly wrong, so there's no proof of Donald Trump calling Elon a drug addict, although I do think Elon is on drugs to an extent, and I think that's why he went on his tweet storm. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Let me get
yeah.
back to the riots.
Okay.
Another thing people are hearing, and probably not, I doubt my kids saw this, but a lot of people did that watch their heroes, such as Maxine Waters and others. Even though we've got all this imagery of people rioting, cars burning, police officers being assaulted, and everything else, Maxine Waters will still, with a straight face, the face of a bulldog,
Yes, that's perfect. That's a perfect description.
get up in front of a microphone and say shit like this.
protest, and even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so, when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street.
What?
I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people, what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
She actually went to the National Guard that were out there with their firearms and said, "What do you got those guns for? What are you going to do, shoot me? If you wouldn't have a gun if you wasn't going to shoot somebody." Now, Tony, can we do that same speech with a side-by-side of the riots just so we can actually watch the riots as she's saying this?
Okay.
Let's give that a shot real quick. Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Driverless cars with what we are advocating did not create any violence. Nobody was shot.
God.
Martial law is called.
Whoa.
Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the
Straight, look at this. That's so sad.
So this is
and I went
what's
from
left
downtown
of our
detention
work car.
back out into the
like the
community,
tires were
talking
slashed,
to
they
people,
busted into
what
the
happened in
windows.
Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that
Those are government ICE agents that were driving by and they were throwing rocks at them.
Wow.
And see, the National Guard probably have rubber bullets. I doubt that they have real bullets in there unless it starts to become like a firefight. Like
Oh yeah, I assume they've got real bullets. I know the LAPD probably. You're right. They probably have rubber bullets, but I don't know. Speaking of rubber bullets, there was one reporter. I think she's from Australia. She was out there reporting, and one of the, I guess this is LAPD, ended up shooting her right in the back of the leg. Did you see that? Oh, we need to watch that. This is it right here. Watch this.
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
We disappeared.
Hold on.
we're over the line.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
Crikey! Crikey, mate!
I'm good.
Dang. I bet that stung right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
my
I mean,
God.
she just said that she was good.
And
so.
she ended her report and she still stood there. I would have been like,
Yeah.
like once your report, like, yeah, watch this again. Once your report's over, like, get out of there. You can watch it from here. Just we want to see the shot. Hit the volume for us.
Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, back it up a little bit. There we go.
She's kind of cute.
On through
Poor
the
thing.
heart of LA.
Report's over.
Yeah.
Why are you still standing there?
Man,
Poor thing. I would rub her leg to make her feel better.
I bet you would.
that was pretty
I
close.
bet you would.
What is that mask? God, this.
Well, you know what it is. Like there were yesterday. There was a truck full of these high-end bionic masks that were being delivered to the protesters, and that's one I haven't had the opportunity to talk to my kid about this. But that's the one thing I got to get him to understand. That I don't think he does yet. Is that as far as the violence goes, the majority of the people out there doing the stuff that we're seeing on TV are paid to do so.
Exactly.
There are other people that are taking advantage of it and looting stores and everything else, thinking they can just get some free stuff. But, these are paid agitators. We've seen it 100 times over. Mm-hmm. You've got big money, whether it's NGOs, through the Democrat Party, or through George Soros, or whatever it is. Money flowing into this, because these are people that don't have a job. Like, they wouldn't be out there doing this stuff for free, because they don't care about anything but themselves.
Have they found any pallets of bricks like they did in Minnesota when the riots were happening there?
Yep. They've already been pallets of bricks delivered. That happened a couple days ago.
They could have used that to build up downtown that got burned down.
Right. They're going to build a couple buildings with that. Come on, girl. Everybody done lost their house. But the media keeps on and keeps on about how this is not violent. It's not. Don't believe your lying eyes. Here's a montage of what the media has been saying over the past 2 days.
Trump immigration authorities launched a series of targeted raids throughout the city of Los Angeles today. And tonight, a massive protest is taking place outside the LA headquarters of ICE.
At this point, this has been very peaceful, Brian.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests.
We haven't seen any violence happening here.
There's some yelling going on, but it doesn't seem as kinetic.
I haven't seen anyone pull out a weapon.
You have a number of, it appears, peaceful protesters. We didn't see any weapons or sticks or anything.
Yeah. There wasn't anything like a riot happening.
True peaceful protesters who believe in a cause, who are doing this the right way.
These are peaceful people that want to get their message across.
Just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Having
My
fun.
message is keep protesting. Protest peacefully.
The reality is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles.
There was no need to federalize troops.
These are people who are looking for work. These are not criminals. They're looking for work.
This is a manufactured crisis.
What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
I'm so grateful that we have a free press that is going to be able to tell us the story.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Jeez.
What's the big deal? Can a guy not watch a car burn in 2025?
I'm getting worked up.
I didn't mean to bring you back to the studio and get you worked up.
No, that's fine.
But this is what the news cycle gives us, and I don't know what else to talk about.
No, I mean, you can't not talk about this.
There was a Democrat. Oh, this is gonna piss you off too. So there's a Democrat lawmaker out of Minnesota that took to the microphone, and announced that she was illegal. An elected official announced she was illegal and dared ICE to come get her. I'm not going to ask if you want to see it, but we're going to show it to you anyway.
I want to see it.
This is her right here.
And I always thought that we came here because my grandfather was a colonel in the Secret War. And I thought that meant that we were in line to come to the U.S. And my father told me that was not true, even though my parents both worked for a Christian organization. And my father actually worked at the U.S. consulate because he was one of the few people who could speak English, and he could type really fast, and apparently that was a very valued skill then. So they had my father move away from the refugee camp from my mom and my sisters and I, and he went to live at the consulate where he processed all of the paperwork for the refugees that came to America. And we had missed our time to come to the U.S. 3 times, and if we didn't come that last time, we would not have been able to come to the U.S. And I said, wow, what luck of ours. And my mom said it wasn't luck. We did not have our names on that list to come to the U.S. because even though your grandfather worked for the CIA, and because there was no, like if you were a child of somebody worked for the CIA, the only people that had names to come to the U.S. were if you were in the direct military and you worked for the CIA or you worked for USAID. And which is why it's so personal to me that USAID is getting unfunded. But We did not do either one of those. My parents' Christian organization did not count. And so what my father did was, one of our uncles worked for USAID, and because his mother had died, my father,
Get to the
as
point.
one processing the paperwork, put
Nobody
my
cares.
grandmother down as his mother. And so I am illegal in this country. My parents
Stick
are
that
illegal
microphone in
here
your
this
mouth.
country. And when we were fleeing that situation, never one time did my family say,
almost-
let's look at which state has the greatest welfare and which state has the greatest benefits, because that's the state we're going to go to.
Well, that's because people are pansies now, and they've been trained by the government to be on welfare as much as possible.
Yes.
But so she says that they lied on their paperwork in order to get in this country, and instead of maybe rectifying that over the course of 30 years or however long it's been, they decided to just let it go so she could use it as a talking point one day on the Minnesota House floor.
We need to call her
she's
a
from
wambulance.
Minnesota. Okay.
What'd you say, Donald Trump?
I was just saying wambulance is needed for this. This is stage 5.
Wambulance.
Yeah.
It's stage 5 TDS.
Well, I think it would be phenomenal if they hemmed her up. I know the left would lose it, but like if she got arrested.
Oh man.
An elected official gets deported. I mean, I know that probably sounds crazy on paper, but boy, it'd be entertaining.
We need to go after Ilan Emar, or whatever her name is, Omar.
Ilion Emar.
Elian Emar.
Uwak.
One of the squad.
She is.
Ilian Omar.
We can't pronounce her name. Send her back. That's what I say.
Now.
No, we don't say that.
No, I do. No, I don't.
There was this lady, and I'm just kind of going through some things to play some catch up. She is an English reporter. She's from somewhere in the UK, and she says that migrants coming to America is just like going into North Korea. It's the same thing as North Korea.
And I have to tell you, when I went to Harvard to give this speech, and it was just a few days ago, last week, I must say I was afraid. I'm a foreigner. I don't have a green card. I'm not an American citizen. I'm fairly prominent. And I literally prepared to go to America as if I was going to North Korea. I took a burner phone, Jamie. Imagine that. I didn't take a single, not my mobile phone, not my iPad, nothing. And I had nothing on the burner phone except a few numbers, and I could text with my assistant. I had your number. I had our son's number. I had our lawyer's number, the CNN lawyer. And I was really afraid. I'd even talked to the CNN security person because of this. I've heard that many, including British citizens, have been stopped at the border. And I have...
Okay, so she said she had to prepare like it was North Korea. She was a featured speaker at Harvard University. And she's like, oh, they're going to treat me like I'm in North Korea.
You know what? I am never going to watch another English show. And I really like The Spy, serial killer,
kind
of shows. I cancel my subscription.
Well, she talked about
BritBox can suck my.
Wait, a BritBox? What is that?
That's the English shows.
Oh, really? They got their own
cancel
streaming service?
Yeah.
BritBox?
Yeah.
Well, Christiane Amanpour mentioned all the things that she couldn't take, but I guarantee she brought her vibrator.
She probably did.
Tony, oh my God!
It's Donald Trump speaking.
It's not. That's not Tony.
Donald Trump, President Trump.
Why would you say that?
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
What? I mean, as I watch this stuff, it's kind of like you can see why some people are freaked out. And let's just take the violent protesters out of it. We're just talking about your average person that's watching this unfold. And instead of understanding the situation for what it is and that this is a big act in order to attack the Trump administration, they want riots. I mean, we've been through this already. It happened in 2020 with the George Floyd gimmick. They're just doing it all over again. They're just waiting for that one opportunity to say, oh, my gosh, Donald Trump's causing so much chaos with his policies and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
You want to talk about the people that are being arrested, first of all, are traffickers, drug dealers, rapists, murderers. Like, these are the people, just the business that they raided that was part of what prompted these people to lose their ish was a business that was sending money laundering to the cartels. So in what person in this country would be able to actively on a daily basis send money to a terrorist organization and expect the FBI or the DOJ or immigration to be like, it's fine. You can do that. It's not gonna fly with you, me, him, anybody.
No. Well, they've been brainwashed past 4 years that they can get away with it.
This is an example right here of brainwashing. She is so irate that illegal immigrants, and again, nobody's really going case by case to see what kind of immigrants are being shipped out or being detained. Watch her reaction.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally.
Dang.
Don't fucking do it.
Dang.
This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian, because you're not. This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings. And all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you. Do better. Be better.
I love her. I mean, she's hot. Do you know her account?
No, but you can find her page where nobody's allowed to say you need to be legal.
God, I mean, jeez.
Could you imagine waking up next to that every day?
Think about like how angry. Like, where's your life at when you're at that point? When you're getting so freaking worked up over internet people.
I mean, you let it control your whole life, and you're miserable. I gotta pee.
Nah,
I'm so upset. I'm gonna piss my pants.
But I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it every day, and it's like, I mean, I say it bothers me. It doesn't really bother me since I'm in this business where we're seeing it all the time. But it's as if. Like, I see level-headed people that say, oh, well, I understand where they're coming from. No, we don't see where they're coming from.
Yeah, we need to take all the vape shops that get shut down and put TDS centers, and we can make a killing.
Yeah, we can do we can do immigration holding facilities as well. And put all the TDS patients with the immigrants that have been, previously convicted of rape and murder, and just see how they get along.
We could film it when they talk with each other and communicate, and we can do pay-per-view and see what happens.
Yeah, do like a fish tank deal.
Yeah.
Sam Hyde could get in on that. We could do a
little live camera.
We could do a fish tank deal. This guy right here had a great take. He was talking about what was going on in California with the riots and everything else. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande, screaming death to America, in a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't El Chapo, you're Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on a Vegas bender. Don't get it twisted, I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the US government. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash. Your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, and your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans, screaming about injustice in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices. So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter. So yeah, I support the protest. Keep fucking going. Keep flying flags of countries you ain't got the fucking balls to move to. And shitting on the system that literally gives you the right to shit on it.
I think that's pretty good.
Man, I wish I knew where he lived. I would take him out for a beer, and we would be rolling up on the hotties. I'm telling you, what the hell?
Like the one that we just watched?
No.
Those kind of hotties?
No, we'd have a good laugh. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
I mean, he's got a point. That's what's so amazing about a lot of this is the fact that there were, first of all, it's probably a lot of white people in there, people that have never been to Mexico, and that's what they're claiming. But to see these people out here standing on burning police cars while waving a foreign country's flag is bizarre. It's not a sight that the average American, like the average responsible American that may be independent, maybe Democrat, maybe Republican, sees that imagery and says, "Nah, dude, that ain't it.
Yeah,
that ain't it. You ain't winning anybody over with it." And the people that are funding these protests, they know that to an extent, but they're just currently looking at a situation that they can capitalize on and attack Donald Trump for. That's all this is. That's all it is. And it's working for some, but a lot of level-headed people look at this and say, nah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Just like the points he made. You're sitting here shitting on a country that gave you a freedom to go out there and wave a foreign country's flag. And most immigrants, immigrant citizens, agree with Donald Trump on this issue. Most of them agree, and that has the swing. CNN did a poll they released today. The swing from Democrats on the issue of immigration to Republicans on the issue of immigration over the past 4 years is like a 40-something% swing.
What?
Yes. Watch this right here.
Start off on the fact that immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant
46
voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. The group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were in fact immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
Think about that. So Democrats had 82% of immigrants in this country agreed with the policies put forward by the Democrats. And it has gone from having 82% to now the Republicans have 58%.
It's called winning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they went through the process.
Right.
So they worked hard. They studied. They did everything they needed to do. So I would be pissed.
I had a guy call the show yesterday and say that that those immigrants that were out there protesting in Los Angeles are actually Trump voters who are upset because of what Trump's doing. So now they're out there rioting and burning police cars.
Oh.
And I let him.
What channel are they watching?
I was like, "Can you explain that to me? Like, how does that work?" He's like, "No, man. I'm telling you, those are Trump supporters out there." And he was dead serious. He said it was Trump supporters out there rioting because they were upset that Donald Trump was deporting illegal aliens.
Trump supporters don't riot.
No, that's the first thing. Yeah, they don't riot. But what about January 6th? You talking about the January 6th as the FBI set up? Anyway, we hadn't talked about this yet. We need to get it out of the way because people are going to ask. Donald Trump and Elon Musk got into it in the last week. I think that story is gone at this point, like it's water under the bridge. But it only came to be after Elon Musk took it a step too far and accused Donald Trump of being on the Epstein list.
Yeah.
Didn't just accuse him, but said he is on the list, and that's why they won't release it.
Yeah,
There's probably not even a list, first of all. Second of all, if he was on the list, we would have known it by now because the Democrats have done everything they can to stop him. It would have probably come out, instead of the Access Hollywood tape, but grab him by the pee, they would have put out an Epstein deal and just put the kibosh on Donald Trump ever being president.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And why didn't they? Because it ain't true. Elon Musk was just trolling. He was trolling. He thought he was going to be cute. I think he was personally high on ketamine, but he thought it was going to be funny, and it turned into an entire thing. Even y'all remember Michael Cohen, his former attorney, his fixer, they always called him. He went on MSNBC and he was asked about Donald Trump with Epstein. Watch.
Is there a world in which these two transactional guys, Musk and Trump, figure out that it's better not to be fighting and come back together, or you think this
No, I think once Elon went so low in terms of talking about Epstein, and if we can stay on that topic for a quick second, look, I have extensive knowledge of Trump, being by his side for almost a decade and a half.
Right.
Let me dispel all of that notion. While he knew Jeffrey Epstein, and while, yes, he may be in the files in the form of Trump being in the black book, so were hundreds and hundreds of very name-worthy, influential individuals. I have zero knowledge of any relationship between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and I would have seen it over the course of
literally, because your prosecution was all about how much you knew, and your testimony to Congress
and I'm telling you, it's nonsense. It's to the best of my knowledge and everything that I know, it's not true. In fact, there was one case that came up. It was a Jane Doe versus Donald Trump that brought this topic into question. And what ultimately I discovered is the Jane Doe, and there was an address in the Bronx. I sent an investigator to that address. I wanted to literally follow and find out who this Jane Doe was. There's not even a building there. It was a vacant lot. And so I reached out to the lawyers. That was the first and only case that I had any knowledge of all of these allegations. So that doesn't mean that the big, beautiful bill, which I call the big, beautiful disaster.
Okay, so he goes into talking about the big, beautiful bill, but if Michael Cohen says it's not true, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, that's when it was over. At that point, it was no longer a conversation.
But how stupid do you have to be to give an address that doesn't even have a building on it?
I mean, that's how they got mail-in ballots shipped around the country.
They're probably voting.
So listen to this. So today on the show, and I know this is not going to mean a whole lot to our nationwide audience, to our Bubba Army people, but here in Alabama, there's a county, a couple counties north of us called Walker County. And in Walker County, their sheriff was just arrested a couple days ago. Or I guess it was yesterday. The accusations are that the sheriff hired half a dozen deputies that were unqualified to be deputies, like they didn't have the certifications or the standards or whatever. And now they took it in front of a grand jury indicted him, and now they're going through that whole process. There's also a situation that stems from maybe a year or so ago where an inmate died in their jail.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
That's still ongoing. I think there's a civil suit against the sheriff on that front. Well, I just bring it up because it's in the headlines. It's a news story, and the phone lines blow up, the text lines blow up, and everybody starts talking about how utterly corrupt Walker County is, and going back decades with stories about a wife planting a bomb on her husband's lawnmower and it blowing up and unaliving him.
What?
And then she got a bomb planted on her truck and all that. I'm telling you, crazy stuff. There was, and Richard the Cop sent me a YouTube account to, let's test this out, but we may take this to the after show because it's members only, and everybody kept warning me not to talk about Walker County because apparently it's run by a mafia type thing, and they were scared for my safety. So
I got your back, bro.
I figured you would.
Damn right.
So I sent you a YouTube channel, and again, I don't really know. It's called Secrets True Crime, and apparently she did some stories on Walker County. Walker County's been referenced on Geraldo's show as like the hitman capital of the country.
Jeez.
Barbara Walters did a 2020 piece on Walker County because of all the different corruption.
That is going back.
They say there's bodies everywhere in that county, thrown down mine shafts, bottom of the lake. Like a lot of people got sideways with the wrong people who, I mean, it's essentially, you think about how the cartels are running things down the border. You almost had that, an organization, whoever it may be, I don't know, running things in Walker County and have been for decades.
Are you sure we should go down this road?
I'm just telling you what people were telling me.
I mean, we're safe in the bunker.
Yes, but I didn't make any accusations. I have no reason to make accusations because I didn't know anything about it. I was literally lost. I'm just saying, callers started calling in with this stuff, and it was just kind of like, whoa, what is all this? And then people I personally know started texting me, and they're like, yeah, stuff's true. Yeah. And I'm like, that's wild. So it would be fascinating to do an investigative deal, but I think we're going to leave it up to this chick because we're good.
Is this it right here?
Let's do hit that short with the sheriff there and just see what that is.
Let me get this going. Hold on.
Because that is that's the Walker County Sheriff, Nick Smith.
Okay, ready?
Looks like it's short, so I don't know.
All right.
It may not even have anything to it.
And I think they're all tied together in that one corner section of the Empire community.
Okay.
And I think that...
Forget that. We don't know what that means. Just click one of her videos that you were about to click a minute ago. Yeah, let's see what this one says.
She's cute.
Guys, it's story time again. So one of the first things that we heard when we got involved in the Eric Cates case in Walker County was that there were a lot of other missing people, and we heard a lot of different stories. Some of them were true. Some of them might not have been completely true. But one thing that we heard was that there was a missing man named Denton Hill, and that some professional searchers or something from out of state had planned a search for him after he was missing. He went missing in 2018. And sometime after that, they had supposedly planned this search, and they were coming in from out of state. And
okay, she's dragging on. We'll hold off on this one until the members only podcast.
Yeah.
But apparently she does a show, and like there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of missing persons cases out of Walker County. And so, take it for what it's worth. I don't necessarily want to get involved in it, but it was a fascinating radio show today to hear all these people, call in with outlandish accusations about Walker County and the stuff that goes on there, corruption with the police and everything else. And then everybody backed it up, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's true. This is true.
Do you need me to go undercover?
I don't know that I want to.
I will. I'll take them down.
I don't think we need to do that. I think we need to leave it alone. I think we need to look at it from a distance.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Okay.
Look
I
at
got
it
your
from a
back,
distance.
though. Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get out of here so we can get our members only started.
Wow, that was fast.
I know.
We're back in the groove.
That's what she said.
And nobody's ever said that to Dr. Dingaling, though.
No.
Final words we normally do. Tony Gump, I know you're not really in the mix today, but do you want to? Final words?
Yeah, let Donald do some final
Donald
words.
Trump.
Yeah, God bless America. God bless our troops. Down with all the rhinos and the pond scum and the fake news media and Comcast and all the rest of them. We're coming for you. And send more Marines.
There you go. That was good. That was good, Mr. President. Thank you for that.
Rosie O'Donnell.
John Bird, final words for you, my friend.
Yes, I have been very fortunate in my life that I don't have high blood pressure. So I was able to handle things here. But I was thinking while I was watching these things, there's something at home I need to break, to get my anger out. So I've got that big fat TV that got cracked, I think, and I will video it. I think I'm going to beat the shit out of it.
Yes.
That will really, help me. And I'm not saying that you guys do that, but if you're angered about this, find a way to positively get that anger out.
Yeah.
You know, because we are not them.
Find something to break.
Yes.
That you belongs to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, like, don't start, breaking a windshield or anything like that. But, keep that blood pressure down. Sometimes the medicine doesn't always keep it down. With something like this, I mean.
All right, good. Great final words,
Yes,
John Bird.
yes,
Thank you. That
yes.
was good advice and everything else. So we're going to get out of here. If you haven't joined our members only, now's the time to do it. Click that join button on your Android phone or your desktop. Can't do it on iPhone for whatever reason. Do it in a browser or something. And until next time, stay close.